I do. Welcome to Paul and Lynn's Newlands Valley Circular, Part 1. Now the Newlands Valley is the other side of Keswick. There's a video showing the Newlands Valley from Buttermere, but I didn't have one going from Keswick to Buttermere. So now you can see it both ways, and it's pretty stunning. Now here we're on the A591. We've just gone past Grassmere, where ultimately we're hoping to end up and spend the rest of the afternoon before going home. So we're just coming towards Thirlmere at this point, and I think you'll agree that it's a pretty spectacular bit of road, the A591 at this point. A beautiful sunny day like this. It's probably around about 12-13 degrees, so a little bit of a chill in the air, bit of a breeze from the east, so it's always a cool direction. But you know, the benefits of it is you get such a clear day like this. Everything's so clean and it's coming to life. So we're heading sort of in a roundabout way. I wanted to go through St.Johns-In-The-Vale, which is a really nice area, and enter Keswick that way, via where the Castlerig stone circles are. Quite a spectacular tourist attraction. You can see it there, just a photograph of it. And Castlerig is perhaps the most atmospheric and dramatically sighted of all British stone circles, with panoramic views and the mountains of Helvellyn and the High Seat as a backdrop. It is also among the earliest British circles, raised in about 3000 BC during the Neolithic period. Absolutely awesome. Yes, we're very fortunate to live in this part of the world. We really do. We really have a jewel in the crown with the English Lake District, and the fact that Lynn and me can be there in just under the hour on the bike makes it even more precious. So just as I say every time, sorry to go on, but the roads are appalling. They're absolutely appalling, as I'm sure you'll see the screen of the FJR shaking so violently sometimes, and it's simply because the road is worn out. But there we are. So just passing Thirlmere now, as I said, under these trees. It's a beautiful beautiful road. I mean, look at that, absolutely beautiful. The camera's angle was a little further down than I would have liked on this particular day. I'll have to watch for that. I got a little bit too much bite there. I mean, you can even see the ignition key, clutch and brake reservoirs. So it's a little bit too much because you miss some of the scenery, you don't want too much sky, so that it's when it's a bright day like this, you don't want too much light. However, you don't want too much bike. But anyway, so yeah. So what can I say about this area? Well, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Traffic's not too bad. Prefer to ride on a Saturday, this is the Saturday, the 18th of April 2015. Saturdays can be, a lot quieter than Sunday. We heard that Sunday's forecast was perhaps for some showers, especially in this area, coming from the northeast, and it did indeed rain late on back home. So I can only imagine that they had rain earlier in the day up this part of northwest England. So we went the right day for the weather, so we're just about to turn right down here onto the B5322 towards St.Johns-In-The-Vale. Not been on this road very often. It takes you eventually through to the A66 between, just north of Keswick. But I wanted to miss that. I wanted to come into Keswick on a scenic route, on a nice narrow lane, Brian, especially for you, Brian. Yeah, the narrower the better, because usually it means that cars, they don't go down there, so it's prime for enjoying on two wheels. So we're just making a right turn here. They have open top buses in the Lake District on days like this. We keep saying that we'll have a ride. We'll park up, say at Grasmere, and have a ride on an open top bus and go through to Ambleside and Windermere, Bowness, and just look at the scenery from the top of a bus without a roof on. Open top bus, or a topless bus, as Samantha used to say. Right, so I think we'll put some music on, and I'm sure I'll be back a bit later on with some information. So until then, enjoy the ride and the scenery, and please don't forget to comment. Got a comment today off one of my subscribers, and I really appreciated what he said. Tony. He said that really enjoying. He's getting through the video slowly, and it just makes it so worthwhile knowing that people such as Tony and many more, but people I know personally, like Ian enjoys them on his tablet, and again that makes me so proud to be able to do this. It's wonderful to share what Lynn and me enjoy, share with others, and I think that's what it's all about. Especially if you can watch it on a bigger screen. I mean, we've got one of these little Android boxes that connects to via Ethernet cable to a power line adapter behind the telly, so I've got internet there now, and so you can watch these YouTube videos and all the others that I've subscribed to, such as O'Brien's and You know, when Brian releases a video, it's like, wow, you know, forget the telly, we don't need to watch the telly tonight, we've got Brian's to watch. Always interesting. twowheelobsession.com. Always interesting. Yeah, so, you know, knowing that people are enjoying these and coming along for the ride and seeing where we went to and what we did, I think it's wonderful. It really is. Who'd have thought it? I mean, I first experimented with video on a motorcycle way back in probably 2005, 6, something like that. So 9 years ago, when we had an ST1300 Pan-European, I put a camcorder on a RAM ball on the handlebars and just pointed it through the screen of the bike, and it was great. I mean, you know, mini DV camcorder, as I said, it was like, wow, you know. And I didn't have a computer really up to the job. I used Pinnacle 7. I can't just think who made that then. Pinnacle. Well, Pinnacle's a mate. Pinnacle 7, and it was quite a good program. But the computer we had then was it was XP with what did it have? RAM. I think it probably had. What would it have? It was not much RAM, so its processing power was limited. But you know, it managed these mini DV tapes, and I've got some DVDs to enjoy from those days. But I had this idea that we could, rather than use tapes, I'd seen a Sony hard disk drive camcorder, and I thought, oh great, you know, no need to worry about tapes. And I can't remember its size at hard disk, probably 30 gigabytes, which plenty big enough. There we are, St.Johns-In-The-Vale. And so I took it out for a test ride, just locally, and I got back, and to my horror I saw that the camcorder had actually stopped recording. And some photographs that Lynn took. Beautiful day. Changed the battery at this point on the Conterbury. Well, on both of them, I think I did both. Yeah, it had stopped recording not long after I set off. Oh, I thought, no, what's to do? Anyway, it soon became apparent as to the reason why, and it was vibration. The hard disk obviously has a safety feature that if it vibrates to a certain point, it shuts down, you know, it stops recording, the heads come away from the disk, or the laser I should say, and that was that. So I think I tried it somewhere else, less prone to vibration, and although it recorded for longer, it still shut down. So I put it down to sonic vibration rather than, you know, normal vibration. I put it down to just a simple noise of the wind, you know. So that was that. I turned up that on the head, so it didn't work. So back to tapes. And then when we had the gull wing, we had two gull wings. The first one, which was a 2003 1800 GL 1800. I invested. I mean, when I think of the money we've spent on this game over the years, I bought a PVR and a bullet cam and all the wiring, and put the PVR in the top box of the Goldwing. There's a space there for like a recess, isn't there, under the carpet of the top box, and I put it in there, which was perfect. I just put a sponge around it just to protect it, and I wired it all the way back to the front of the bike, and I used a 12 volt socket to power the camera, and the PVR, I think initially was on its own power, but then I got power to it, and that worked brilliantly. In fact, any Doctor Who fans out there, our Goldwing got a nickname off a certain Mr. Smith. He called it a Dalek, because the bullet cam was stuck with a what they call a my sticky pod, like a triangular shaped aluminium 3 cup suction cup mount. So very dramatic, and it did the job. But I guess it looked like with the bullet cam sticking out, it looked like a Dalek. So I found the funny side, of course I did. But hey, it did the job. And there were no bike, there were no sort of bike in shot. This bullet cam captured everything in front, and even obviously with we're leaning over, or banking over as we call it. You could tell you're on a bike and not in a car. So you got the sensation of riding a bike, which was great. And this PVR, well, you could just leave it. It used to get a bit hot. I always remember. I'm a bit concerned about that, but it did the job. It really, and the quality was superb. It really was. But the drawback to that is when we were parking up, we were out on a club ride and that, and I wouldn't leave the camera obviously on the screen, so I'd have to take the camera off, uncouple it from the power, put it away in the top box. So you had to do this every time. Well, when you're out with your group, one or two get a little bit, come on, like, what are you doing, blah blah. You're about to get a few of them. So you end up rushing, and I don't like rushing. This is why I love to ride just with Lynn. I mean, we have a friend, Graham. We haven't ridden for quite some time because of work commitments on Graham's part. But he and I ride very, very similar style, and he's a delight to ride with. And but Lynn and me have just really, in the last 12 months, really sort of got so much out of being just on our own and just enjoy the bike. And but with YouTube, thankfully, we're not on our own. We've got our audience with us, which is great. So I think that's a perfect way to enjoy your bike, really, and share it. So as I say, I got the bullet cam, and then I saw this V holder, VHOLDR V holder, all sort of self-contained, one unit, and I thought, wow, I like this, and I bought one. Can't remember how much it was, but it wouldn't be cheap, it probably £200, something like that. and when I watch DVDs now produced by that camera, you know, this was Veeholder's first venture into action cameras, clearly, because all the hedgerows and the grass at the side, you know, it used to, the faster you rode, it used to just go almost black and white, really washed out. Do you like that U-turn then, Brian? Just pointing that out. Yeah, it were a bit washed out, and the footage, it wasn't high definition, it was standard, but it got me going, you know, and then we bought this other one, which was a Contour 720 standard. You could switch between standard definition and 720, and that was much better. But then eventually, I think in 2012, came across Contour had released the Contour Plus 2, which is 720 1080 HD. So I got one, and now we're very lucky to have two, and that's why you can see footage captured by Lynn's camera. And what I like about Contour, I can see the advantage of your GoPro, Brian, on your helmet, but I have a flip helmet, so it wouldn't work there, I don't think. What I like about it is that rail mounting system. It's so secure, you know. It's on both sides, so you can put it on either side of your crash helmet, or in my case I use a 360 mount and put it up on top of my helmet, and then you get the fabulous view of wherever you're riding, you know, without any restrictions or without any visor in the shot, which is what you get if you have it on your side of your helmet. And so the Contour Plus, you know, it's the ultimate. And the beauty of the Contour Plus 2, as opposed to like the Contour Rome 3, which we saw a guy at Keswick shortly after, you know, at the end of this particular part, well, where we had lunch. We stopped in Keswick for lunch. We didn't stop, we didn't take any photographs or anything, so it just carries on. There was a guy on a Suzuki, like a mini Harley type of Suzuki, and he'd literally just started biking. He'd retired, moved up to Whitehaven area, I think it was, on West Cumberland coast, and he'd got this camera, this Contour Rome 3, on his side of his helmet. But the only trouble with the Rome 3, although it's a lot cheaper than the Contour Plus 2, the only drawback is that it's with the Rome 3, you have to charge the camera. You can't remove the battery. So unless you power it straight from the bike, which I'm not sure if you can do that. Would be handy if you can. Here we are, we're in Keswick now. Of course, once it, you know, you might get 3 hours, I think, on the charge. I think that's what he was saying. Once it's dead, you've got to charge it up again. And of course, if you're away from home, you're not going to be able to charge it up unless you've got your charger and you're staying in a B&B or a hotel or something. So that's the only drawback. Now the Contour Plus 2 has a removable battery. We have 10 batteries now, 5 for each camera. Bought some really cheap ones not contour. Contours are about £25 delivered, but I bought these batteries designed for Nokia mobile phones for about £2.99 delivered, so they seem alright. Just have to put a sticker on them because they're ever so, micro millimeters, slightly less, so they're a little bit loose, not loose as in rattling loose, but just ever so loose at vibration range. They actually come away from the contact, so I were getting corrupted files, and I wonder what was wrong. Anyway, I went on the forum and someone suggested that perhaps the battery's coming away from the contacts, and well, it's obviously it was, because I've not had that problem since. So yeah, so we have 10 batteries, and the other thing is it's got GPS. Now, I'm not interested in speed or anything like that, but when you're editing, especially like when we did Germany, being able to see and plot your route and see where you went, and town names and road names, well, it's all there. And of course the sea level is there, so that's a bit of information on screen that makes the video a little bit more interesting for your viewer. So all in all, it's a good camera, and I think the one that Lynn has now, we sent it direct on eBay from America, Happy Valley I think it came from. I can't just think where it were now, and it was quite a bit cheaper, probably about £70 cheaper than buying it on Amazon here, but it took a long time to get here. And you're talking probably a month before it got here, but it got here. So you can see the attraction of buying on Amazon. You can get it delivered next day if you want to, but you pay over the odds. So as I say, I've got 2 of them, and it's always excuse me. It's always handy to have a spare, especially when we have our holiday in the summer. Worst case scenario is it's a nightmare to have your camera break down on you and you're on holiday, and because this is an island where we're going to, it's not like we can go back and film it again. So now we're in Keswick. Nice town. We love Keswick. It's on Derwent Water, and a very busy place. There's lots of attractions. There's a pencil museum. Never been, but we know of it. And the market was on this particular day, and look at that sky, it's perfect, isn't it? Absolutely perfect blue. Beautiful. Yeah, you can see once we get, Lynn was saying to me, could you not have parked in the sunshine on traffic light? Now as we turn, you'll see up the main street, and the market is down the centre. So yeah, it's a lovely place. As I say, normally we stop and have a look around, but it was just a stop off for lunch. We went to the old Keswickian. It's a fish and chip shop with a restaurant upstairs, but we didn't want a big lunch, because we were having a fairly good a good dinner. We were having an Indian on Saturday night, so we were very good. We had what was it? Thai with carrot soup. It was good with a what do you call it? Like a roll, some butter. Oh, it was tasty. It certainly had a kick to it. You could taste the ginger and that in it. Really nice. So So yeah, so there we are. Right, well, I think I better shut up and get some music on. I'll be back soon. Enjoy the ride. Bye for now. Right, so we've arrived at Newlands Valley, and as you can see, there's a cycle race on. So you've got loads of Bradley Wiggins, or in your case over there, Brian, Lance Armstrongs. There's a thing about cyclists. I mean, everybody has a right to use the roads, of course they do. But I don't know about what it's like over there, Brian, but we always say that cyclists should really pay insurance. Now, I'm sure these that are on races, like in clubs and things, they may well do pay third-party insurance. I'm not sure, but they should pay insurance, personal insurance, because if a bicycle hits your vehicle, especially a car, well then it costs a lot of money, and he or she on the bicycle should be insured. Now there's also the thing about the fact that bicycles don't pay anything towards the roads. There's again a cyclist would say, well, I own a car, and or in our case a motorcycle, so you do pay road tax. So there's that argument as well, that perhaps because they own a car or a motorcycle as well as their cycle, they're already taxed to the hilt. So why should they pay more again? Pay again for just riding a push bike, which doesn't really damage the roads. Motorcycles don't damage the roads. In fact, if the road tax or road fund license was for motorcycles was based on emissions, it would be free, but it's still gauged in or classed in CC. We discussed this, Brian, the other week on Messenger, and it seems that in your country certain states do indeed charge for CC, and some do for emissions. So yeah, there's arguments on all sides as to, but I think the insurance aspect should be compulsory, because after all, even though it's man powered, you're still a vehicle, and you could still do a lot of harm if you hit something at high speed, as well as doing harm to yourself. So anyway, as I said, we're coming up here now. The first time I came up here was with my cousin Chris. It's when we were on our journey to Scotland in 1984. I was on a 200 Honda, CM200, and Chris was on a CG125 Honda. Spoke about this before, and we came up here, and Chris took some marvellous photographs from the summit. And in that in those days, I was 21 and Chris was, I think he's a year older than me, so he'd be 22, 23. We walked up to this waterfall. We didn't think anything of it, but the scenery, was absolutely spectacular. It wasn't a day like this; it was quite cloudy. There are some photographs available soon, as you'll see at the end of this particular part one. But yeah, we as I said, coming up here for the first time, it was amazing. As I said, never, as far as I know, when we used to go up in the Lake District for family holidays, family days out, when we were staying at the caravan at Carnforth, I don't think Dad brought us up here in the car. If he did, I can't remember, because it's, even though it's pretty gentle, really. It's only a valley. It's not like some of the like Hard Knot or you know, Honister Pass. It's quite gentle, really, but still challenge for the old cars. You know, the Ford consoles, and you know, so perhaps they didn't. Perhaps they didn't know about them. I don't know. But yeah, there's quite a bit of water runoff. There was still a little bit of snow on the tops, just a bit, not a lot. And at this point, I'm actually saying to Lynn, you know, wouldn't it be great, you know, like get a photograph? But you know, it really wouldn't do it justice. So as Lynn said, you know, just keep riding, get the video. The video will capture it, and I think it has, even with the camera slightly further down. Excuse me. I don't smoke, by the way. Anyone thinking that I'm having a sly cigarette here with me coughing, I don't smoke. I never have smoked. But just to put that record straight. So yeah, almost there now. You can just see the waterfall on your left there. That's the one that Chris and I walked up and took photographs of this car park. Well, it's not a car park, but it's, you know, where the cars are parked there. These cyclists enjoying the view before they either ride down or carry on the way that we're going. But there was some on the ground just off camera to your right there that was lying down. They were getting there within that blue vehicle. They were getting worked on, clearly suffering severe cramp. Yeah, so that's the that blue vehicle there. I wonder if it's the same one. That's from 1984. Same one, but other side of the car park. These were only 126 camera. Now this is, as you can see, July 31st 2007. That's where we've just come up. We were on the going. Graham and I were on the going. We were on this pan, and that's what it looks like from the top of the summit, really. That's the road down there. Look at that. It's beautiful. Thanks for watching. Look out for part 2. Bye for now.